action.
Hey everybody, I'm Nikki White, and today we're going to talk about sickling. I have several people that have asked me on the blog or on the YouTube videos just what sickling is, what do people mean when they refer to it. In the ballet world, sickling is a big no-no for a couple of reasons. The biggest one being is that it can lead to injury. That's the number one reason. The second reason is because it just doesn't look pretty, and ballerinas are pretty. So we're going to talk about why we don't sickle and what it is. So if I was to stand in sixth position and I was to go on releve, if I was sickling, sickling is when you roll out to the outside of your feet. So you can see how when my feet are together, it completes the line of my legs, and when it's out, it breaks the line. Not only does it not look as good, but it's very dangerous. So if I translate that to when my feet are flat, if I sickle, that's me rolling out on my feet. That's a really big possibility, scary possibility for me to roll my ankle and to sprain my ankle, to get injured. The other thing that you can do besides sickling is beveling, and that's when you roll in on your ankle. And that's also is dangerous and can lead to injury because you can see what it does to my knees. It makes my knees roll in. It puts a lot of stress on the inside of my arches, my ankle, and my knee. So we try not to be on the inside. We try not to be on the outside. We try to be totally flat-footed. You should feel all 5 toe joints on the ground, and then you put your feet down. So you try not to let your arches sink. At the same time, you try not to lift your big toe pads up. So one way that we can really practice this is by standing in parallel and by getting our heels and our big toe joints to touch. Well, right now it's my ankle joints. My heels aren't touching. My ankle joints are touching and my big toe joints are touching. Now when I rise, I just try to keep them together. So I'm squeezing my feet together. I'm squeezing my big toe joints together. And if I'm looking in the mirror, I can see that it's making a straight line and it's not broken in any way. And I'm lifting as high as I can, squeezing, 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 and then you try to lower with that same feeling. And you can do 10 slow releves, keeping them as tight as you can, as if somebody's squeezing them together, and back down. So this is one way to really work on not sickling. This is what I make all my beginner point shoe wearers do. When you first get point shoes, this is extremely important. Again, if you're on point, you do not want to be on your pinky toe, because that point shoe, you have such a small amount of surface area to balance on. The moment you tip to one side, it makes your surface area even smaller. It gives you a greater possibility, and that's even further to fall if you were to fall and roll your ankle. At the same time, you don't want to have all your weight on your big toe. You don't want to strain this way either. So it's really important to stay right over the middle. Again, so if I was on point shoes, wearing point shoes, I would do the exact same thing, right? Same thing applies when we point our foot. No sickling, no beveling, right? Because what happens? It breaks the line. It doesn't matter whether you're parallel or turned out. We want a straight line. Yes, none of this. You can see why it doesn't look good, and you can see the danger of it when you're standing on your feet. I hope that kind of explained what sickling is and why you shouldn't do it, why it's a big no-no in ballet. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. All right, no sickling. Go practice.